8 reasons why Mexican manufacturing is overtaking China's. 1. Basic geography. Many American companies are moving their operations to Mexico. The retail giant Walmart is one of them. In 2022, they needed 50,000 plus company uniforms. They didn't go to their usual Chinese suppliers. They went to Preslo, a family-run business in Mexico. Shipping from China to the US takes roughly a month. During the pandemic, it could take double or triple that. But Mexico can deliver within 2 weeks or less. American execs have easy access to their Mexican operations. They can either catch a flight or even take a car ride. 2. Labor costs. Chinese labor costs used to be the world's cheapest, but that's not the case anymore. Labor costs in Mexico are 20% lower than in China. In 2020, the hourly wage for Chinese manufacturing workers was $6.50. Meanwhile, in Mexico, it was $4.82. 3. Established expertise. The Mexican market is open and competitive. Mexico has signed more free trade agreements than any other country. It currently has access to 50 countries. Mexican factories are all set to go. Mexican workers are skilled in relevant fields. Of course, language barriers are always a pain, but which one is easier for Western businesses to manage? Mandarin Chinese or Mexican Spanish? 4. Politics. One by one, international brands like Armani are leaving China. They can sense the tension between the US and China. Hence, they can't afford to rely on the latter. Companies seek reliable supply chains. Chinese ones just don't make the cut anymore. The Trump administration slapped China with huge tariffs. Joe Biden has continued this policy. In fact, he has arguably intensified it. For example, the US restricted chip sales to China. Inspur is a leading Chinese manufacturer of AI servers. The company might see a 30% revenue drop due to supply constraints. The US has no similar trade tensions with Mexico. In fact, America is Mexico's largest trading partner. 5. Made in China stigma. The general public's opinion of China is currently negative. One could credit the CCP or the coronavirus crisis. In any case, the Made in China label is now undesirable. There are multiple boycott movements in the US. 6. Strong IP protection. China is known for its problematic legal framework, but Mexico has a firm stance on protecting intellectual property. American products are less likely to be copied there. 7. Interconnected manufacturing. The US, Mexico, and Canada function within a vast trade zone. Their supply chains are closely connected. They all provide parts and raw materials for finished goods. For example, cars made in Mexico rely on US-produced parts. 40% of Mexico's US exports are American-made parts, but only 4% of Chinese exports have American origins. 8. Comparable time zones. China is 12 hours ahead of Washington, D.C. That's a major headache for managing operations. But Washington, D.C. and Mexico City are only 2 hours apart. Experts predict that China will continue to be a top player in manufacturing. But who knows, maybe Mexico is the next China, at least for the U.S.